Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy JP back with another sales training video, fitness sales training. And today we are going to discuss tonality. So let me write that on the board as I usually do, tonality. Now, for me, tonality is one of those interesting topics when it comes to sales. Some people say it's the most important thing ever. Some people say it doesn't make a difference. Well, I am one of those opinions through my years and years of experience when it comes to selling health and fitness, that this is number one. This is critical. This is the most important. The most important, because tonality is it's just how you sound. Especially if you're selling on the phone, this is all you have. If you're selling in person or face to face, they can see you, there's a lot more going on. But in terms of on the phone, tonality is everything. And tonality will be reflected in terms of face to face as well. But it's a part of your overall image, your overall persona. It's your body language, it's your confidence. But if you're talking about phone sales, tonality is everything. Now, tonality is purely a representation of your character. It's just who you are. So for example, if you're an angry person, if you're angry in the moment, if you're showing an emotion of anger, your tonality will be different. Your voice will be raised, you'll speak a bit faster, and it will be easy to give off that you're angry. Even if you were to speak another language, even if you was to speak gibberish, just your tonality would purvey or would showcase how you were feeling. Likewise, if you were feeling super happy, you would speak in a more bright tone and bouncy, and you would pronounce your words differently, and you might speak a bit slower or enhance certain parts of what you're saying. And you get my drift. If you're sad, you might be melancholy, you might speak like this, and your body language might reflect it, your shoulders might be down, your head might be down. It's crazy. And it's not just humans that tonality is important. You see an animal, you see a dog, you can tell a happy dog. A happy dog is tongues out, wagging tail. That's obviously body language, but all dogs aren't really talking anyway, but they're not gonna bark. They're just gonna be like huffing, like breathing heavy. Whereas an angry dog will be snarling, and they'll be barking like woof, woof, woof. You know, I'm doing all these animal sounds, but you get my drift. So from when we're born, even in the womb, we are picking up on sounds and signals and what's going on. And it's the same. And as we get older and older, and the more communication we have over years and years of communication, these things become second nature to you. So you can get an ear if someone's being sarcastic, or someone's being genuine, or if someone's lying. You could probably hear if someone's lying. And it's just a feeling you have, and that's the thing. When it comes to sales, it's all about feelings, because by the time you drop your price, it's just about how they're feeling, which is going to dictate the decision they make, whether to buy or not, whether to pay the money or not. Because people buy off emotions and justify with logic. People buy off emotion. People make decisions off emotion. Even the great Jeremy Miner, he says, it's so true. Even to drink water, you have to have a feeling of thirst. You have to have a feeling of discomfort, a certain emotion to make you even drink water, to make you even eat. As you say, you feel hungry. I feel hungry. It's a feeling. It's an emotion. It's not necessarily logic. Oh, it's 3 p.m. I need to eat now. I mean, if you're like a competitive bodybuilder or for a certain reason, maybe that's the case. But most of the time, you're going to feel something in your stomach, which is going to signal to your brain that you need to eat. So every decision is off emotion. And people must be in an emotional state to buy. You do a sales call and you rush through it, you ask the questions, they answer it, you move on to the next question. No one is going to buy. No one is going to buy off you reading a script. Script only equals no sale. So any good sales trainer you work with will listen to your call and tell you if you sound scripted. That is the worst thing ever. That's like sales suicide if you sound scripted, like you're reading a script, this line and this line. Because essentially, you're gonna wanna follow a form of script if you're working at a company, even if you're doing your own sales. You wanna have a certain script, because when you have a script, you can tweak the script and you have a certain level of consistency. So if you're closing at 20% using these questions in this order, and you want to go to 25%, then you might change question 5, question 7, and then be consistent and try that for 30 calls, see how the results change, and then you'll know if you're doing the right thing or not. But if you're just freestyling all your calls, then you're never going to know what's working and what's not. So that's why scripting is important, but never, ever, 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 ever sound scripted. Never, ever, let me just emphasize the point. Never, ever, ever, ever sound scripted. And that's the thing, I've worked with some of the biggest fitness companies in the world as of now, been part of huge sales teams. And we're all following the same script, but yet typically the top closer will be making more than the next 2 or 3 combined. Or at least, the top closer is, the top 2 or 3 closers are definitely making over half the company's sales. And that's just the Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule, is that the top 20% make 80% of the money will be responsible for 80% of the sales. And we're all following the same script. So what's the difference between the top 2 or 3, the top 1 to everyone else? Well, it's this. For the most part, it is the tonality that makes all the difference. As Jordan Belfort says, any monkey can read a script. So that's not the answer. It's mainly about tonality and obviously how you control the conversation when someone says something, how you respond, the question you next ask, and the way you present. But for the most part, it's going to be tonality. It's going to be tonality. And the best tonality tonality is a byproduct of the person you are, the emotion that you're feeling. So, ideally, as Jordan Belfort says, there's 3 things. You want to be enthusiastic as hell, sharp as a tack, and a force of nature. Now, if you have these characteristics, you're going to do way, way better. Because think of the opposite. What's the opposite? Enthusiastic as hell, bored. The opposite would be boredom. And we all know what it's like to be bored, and no one is buying off a bored person. Boredom is like the worst state ever. Can't even undo this pen. All this muscles and can't undo the pen. Okay, boredom. This is what we don't want. What's the opposite of sharp as a tack? Would be slow. Like when you're trying to think of the next question to ask. Hello, it's Joshua from XYZ. How are you? Like, no, not gonna buy it. And the same thing with force of nature. So the opposite of force of nature would be unconfident. Unconfident, unsure, clueless. And that's someone that, again, you're not gonna buy. So listen back to your calls. If you sound a bit bored, a bit slow, a bit unsure, that's why they're not buying. And don't get me wrong, I've been both of these sides. I'm not perfect. I'm always growing and developing. I share these videos with you as I'm going through my business journey, my life journey. You've seen me from my early days to now, and I'm still learning. But I do know where I've been on fire. This is exactly, I follow these principles. I've been super enthusiastic. I've been like really on point because I've had different goals. Maybe I've had financial goals that I'm really driven towards. And that's the thing, you want to have a hungry mindset. Not hungry in terms of hungry for the sale, but hungry in terms of doing your best, and it's going to show up in your sales. Now, in terms of tonality, we need to really focus on the character that you need to be. So, the ideal character to win must be super passionate. These are my ones. So you got to be passionate. And this is observing some of the top closers that I've worked with at different companies. So one is passion. and passion to help the other person, like really passionate to help the other person. Like some of the top guys, you wouldn't even think they were salesmen. You wouldn't even think they're earning a commission because of how passionate they are. They are just really, it's almost like they're in love with the person that they're working with or they're speaking with, because they just care and are passionate to help. Next is an extremely high level of empathy. Extreme. I don't think there's a limit. If it's genuine empathy, there's no limit to how empathetic you can be to understand the other person's situation, because you've got to think about it. These people probably, if you're selling health and fitness, they feel shame, they feel judged most of the time, they're very insecure, they may be guarded. And if you don't come across empathetic, they will never ever open up. They will not open up. Oh, so why do you want to lose 20 pounds? Oh, I just want to feel better in my clothes. Oh, okay. And anything else? Any other reason why you want to lose the 20 pounds? No. Where do you go from there? And then all of a sudden you're asking the script, you're asking the question, they're responding. And it's just because they don't think you care. They just think you're there for the commission. Or you're there, you don't even want to be there, you don't even care about them. And I've been there, trust me, I've been there. Well, I'm not at my best for whatever reason. I'm a bit fatigued, a bit tired, a bit low energy. And that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get one word answers, you're gonna get them, they're not gonna go past surface level. So basically there's 3 levels. So there's 3 levels to this. There's levels to this. Okay, here are the levels. So you've got level 1, surface level. So this is mainly logistical, there's not much emotion, this is logistical. Meaning, okay, I want to lose 20 pounds. That's it. It's very logical. And we can expand on this. It's still level 1. I want to lose 20 pounds because I want to improve my health. Improved health. So very surface level. No one's going to pay you $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 for that. Number 2 is the next reason. So it's a bit below surface. I want to lose 20 pounds so I can be more confident. So more confidence. So it's like the reason for wanting to lose 20 pounds. Improved health, more confidence. You could say live longer. That's level 2. Again, probably people won't be paying you too much money for this level. But level 3 is where the magic happens. Level 3 is amazing, and the best closers really get deep into level 3. Like level 3 is, you probably only tell these things to your best friend. You might not even tell your wife this, well, maybe you do, but you might not tell your parents or your siblings, but your best friend will know this information. So, in this example, you want to lose 20 pounds for improved health, but really you want to live longer and have more confidence and be a better role model for your kids. Or a level 3 could be to find the love of their life. Find the love of life, not die alone, fulfill a purpose, create memories for the grandkids, be able to be the best parent ever, so on and so forth. That's level 3, where people might even start breaking down when they share with you. If they start crying, it's always a positive sign. I don't mean they're always going to buy, but it's nothing wrong with some tears and some emotion on the call. And this is worth $10,000 for, or more. This is priceless. To be a better role model for your children so they don't grow up and get bullied like you did. Or they can be proud of you, can be proud of yourself and your family be proud of you at the beach. I think that's worth $10,000. I think that's worth $20,000. In fact, that is priceless. To spend an extra 10 years around your family. I mean, we've got to live longer here, but if they don't expand on what exactly that means to them in terms of family, then you're not really at that level 3. That level 3 pain is the real reason why someone's gonna not only pay you money, but commit to making a change. And you getting this out of them is you doing them a favor, because they probably have never thought about the serious implications of their current situation. But if you can have this conversation, if you can open them up using tonality, then you can really get there. This is what really, I'm trying to find a politically correct way to say this, but this is what gets the juices flowing. This is what drops the panties. A better way of saying it is the way you talk, the way you say things. You want to get them loosened up, and the best closers are such masters at this, that their tone is so genuine, that it feels so genuine, that they just open up, they just let it all out. They're not guarded, and that's the key. Because you can actually, and even the way when people are talking to you, what noises are you making? I mean, some people say that you should just be silent when they're talking, but if your mum was talking to you, you probably wouldn't just sit there silent and like looking like you're bored. You'd be like, oh, okay, interesting. Okay, and they're hearing this. It's like when you're pitching, let's say you're pitching to someone, your services, we're gonna do A, we're gonna do B, we're gonna do C, and they're gonna be like, and we're doing this because of this and because of that. And when we hear them go like, oh yeah, I understand. Yeah, of course. How does that make you feel? You feel like you're being heard. You feel like they're understanding what you're saying. So do the same with them when they're opening up to you. Encourage them, because humans have this, I can't remember the exact term, but humans have this psychological desire to overshare. So at first people will be guarded, but then they actually get positive endorphins from sharing. So as long as you don't mess up and give some poor quality tonality where you sound bored or slow or unconfident, they're going to continue oversharing. And the more they overshare, the more they're giving themselves reasons, the more you're giving you reasons why they should be spending 3K, 4K, 5K. All right, so let's continue with our list. So we've got passion, we've got empathy, and again, we've got enthusiasm, which is the same thing. And happy, just be happy. Happy. I mean, happiness goes a long way. Happy to work where you are. If you're already thinking about a job and doing something else, you're not going to be able to sell high ticket. It's really hard. I mean, the way you can do this is you can be an actor. And I've tried this. I've tried to act as the perfect salesman in the world. And it worked. I should do more of it. Because when you're an actor, you have to perform no matter how you feel. Like, there's no way you can go to West End and the main actors had a bad day and they're just not going to show up. They're going to have to show up, they're going to have to perform. These top Hollywood actors, they have to just switch it on like that. Comedians, you think these guys are on tour, top performers, footballers, superstars, they can't have a bad day. They can't let their personal life interfere with their work. And that's how we have to be. This is high stakes game. And at this point, especially with health and fitness, there is no thing as a lay down. There's no such thing as a lay down. That's what I've got to this point, because even the top salespeople can get resistance. No one sells 100%. And even the ones that are smooth, you have to credit yourself. There is no such thing as a lay down. Even the people that you think are all the way in, they can turn around at the last minute, get cold feet when you drop the price. So there's no lay down. So you have to perform. You absolutely must perform. And that's why us as salespeople, we can make so much money. There's no ceiling, because it's high stakes and not everyone can do this. So, what are some tips to improve your tonality? Because it's good to know what's going on, but we obviously want to improve here. So, I would actually study acting, number one. And I got this idea from Mr. Jeremy Minor. Because it's key. Like, all acting is tonality, because it's the same script. When they go and audition, they're all reading from the same script, but some people get hired, some don't. There's many ways to say the same thing. Like, I've talked about this before, but you could ask someone, like if you want to ask someone for a lighter, hello mate, can you pass me a lighter? Oh, hello mate, can you pass me the lighter? Oh mate, pass me the lighter. Hey, pass me the lighter, mate. Pass me the lighter. You know, it's as they say, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And the way you say something will determine the meaning behind the words. And that's why you can even have a relationship with someone in another language. My ex-fiance could not speak English, but we had a relationship and we even got engaged purely off of, I mean, maybe that's why it didn't work, but purely off of tonality. Even though I was trying to speak Spanish and she could just understand my energy, my body language, and it's how you communicate. You can communicate with anyone purely off their tone. I'm living here in Mexico right now, and I can tell if someone's energy. I don't have to understand everything they said to get their vibe. And that's the same thing with our clients that you must be aware of. So study acting, number 1. Number 2, love what you do. We're selling health and fitness, so you should have a passion for your own health and fitness. And it's not, sometimes it can be jading, trust me. I've been there. If people decide to refund or not happy with their service or whatever, it really can get you. And it really can get you in out of that positive go mindset. But obviously you have to focus on your job at the end of the day and do what you do. So study acting, love what you do, and perform at your best. Get in your best state possible. Now, Alex Hormozi, he used to talk about, before he used to sell health and fitness in the gyms, he would jump on the trampoline and he'd be like, hey, nice to meet you, I'm Alex. And he'd get his heart rate up and you're hyped up. I wouldn't really do that, but you can do that, you can listen to music and just control your environment. Unnecessary stress, have a clear mind. Drugs, alcohol is gonna take you away from being sharp as hell, sharp as a tack, force of nature. That's gonna take you away. Being hungover, tired, you wanna be well rested, well fed. And this will all show in your tonality. Okay. So, hope this video has been useful. If you've enjoyed it, please share it with a friend, someone looking to get into the health and fitness space, into fitness, into the gym, a new PT, whatever it is. Any questions, let me know, and I'll catch you on the next one.